Well, I have finally returned from the alternate dimension of New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, actually, I returned a few weeks ago, and I had to be submerged inside of my stasis chamber to recover from the overwhelming amount of awesomeness that I was subjected to. But I'm feeling better now and ready to start broadcasting new shows for you once again. How exciting! And happy Beltane, everyone! Tonight, we have an epic show for you, where we will be going over my entire adventure in New Orleans and all of the things that we saw and tasted and smelled. And at the very end, be sure to stay tuned in to find out what sorts of treasures we obtained from our friends and fans in New Orleans. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, why was I there? Well, I was there to celebrate once again the New Orleans Giant Puppet Festival. Yes, the New Orleans Giant Puppet Festival. It was our 8th year. I have been a part of the festival since year 2. And actually, I think it's been 10 years, but we had 2 years that didn't exist in reality, so do the math. But we are back, and we were back with a vengeance! It was one of the greatest festivals that I have ever had the pleasure of partaking. Now, maybe we could show a little commercial for the festival. We have a little commercial here. Yes, we had a 4-day festival with 4 different venues and almost, I think, at least 20 different puppet companies involved throughout the city. Now, our venues this year were the Mudlark Public Theater, Happyland Theater, where my show was, and also that theater is an old vaudeville theater and movie theater that has been converted into a DIY art space. The Allways Lounge, which was fantastic, and I had some of my best shows there, and also the art space at Port and Galvez. And I would just like to go over all of the shows with you all for posterity's sake, so that in some time we can all look back at this, participants in the festival, and remember all of the things that happened, say in a year or 2 or 10 years. We can look back and say, oh yes, all of these great memories. So this is a historical record of the 8th annual New Orleans Giant Puppet Festival, and I hope you're all ready. Now, at the Mudlark Public Theater, we had some of my very best friends in the entire world presenting their shows. We had, of course, Poose the Puppet. Yay, Poose the Puppet. Presenting their show where you find your purpoose. We also had our good friend Nate Puppets with Ventriloquist Dummy of the Future. Nate was here in Asheville, North Carolina just a few weeks prior to that, and he won a big award at the Fringe Festival as well for his show. It was delightful and wonderful. We loved it. Also, we had our good friend Omar from Cookie Tongue doing a very interesting puppet ritual called Spinal Womb. Look at that. We have another picture from, there it is, Spinal Womb from Cookie Tongue. Also, We had a new friend, H.Gene Thompson, did the body as a puppet. Very interesting movement and art piece, performance art. And also at the Mudlark Theater, there were a few workshops hosted by Melissa Orzalak of Abandoned Ships Puppet Troupe. She did a few workshops there at the Mudlark, and there was also a panel discussion curated and hosted by a group of puppeteers involved with the festival and put together by Kaylin Sherrard. So that was very cool. Lots of cool happenings at the Mudlark. Of course, we also had the nightly puppet slams, where Toybox rules, and we'll talk more about that soon. But let's talk about what was happening at Happyland Theater. At Happyland, we had some of our longtime heavy hitters of the festival, including the Mudlark Puppeteers. The Mudlark Puppeteers, founded by Miss Pandora, who is also the founder and creator of the festival itself, and the proprietress of the Mudlark Public Theater. We had another piece from, there we are. The Mudlark Puppeteers presented the story of Saint Dymphna, which was delightful and charming and, as usual, a bit scary and eerie, beautiful, all of the things. And we love Miss Pandora so much, and we are so gracious for everything that she does in putting together our festival. So, love, love, love for Miss Pandora and creating this wonderful festival, because I have to tell you, it is by far one of the most bizarre, exciting, and magical things that I partake of in my entire life. So, keep posted for next year. Anyone can attend. You should all come down and be a part of the festival, see the shows. There's so many shows to see. It's a week-long festival. We perform multiple times every day, and there's so many things happening, so we're going to tell you about more. Also at Happyland, we had our good friend Rasputin's Marionettes, and there's a very cool shot from his point of view, a POV, if you will, of Rasputin's Marionettes, and some exquisite, absolutely exquisite puppets in that show. Very beautiful, just wonderful. And I think that show was one of the biggest hits of the festival. It had amazing turnouts. The amazing turnouts! Next slide, please. Whoop, there we go. Some amazing turnouts there at the Happyland for Rasputin's Marionettes every night. Just a packed crowd. All the seats were filled. Now, Happyland was also the home, once again, for my new show, my newest big show, called The Miraculously Inventive Machine of Charlie Mean. Now, for this performance, an all-ages performance, I did have to go undercover as a bumbling scientist so no one would recognize me, and it was a lot of fun. And we'll be doing that show again if you're local at the end of the month, so keep posted about that. A rare pop-up performance at the McDowell Art Center, so keep posted for that. Now, also at the Allways Lounge, the first night of the festival on Thursday, I opened the festival with a full 1-hour Toybox solo show, and it was a packed house in the Twilight Room. Everyone loved it, and it was lots and lots of fun. Also at the Allways Lounge, we had our good friend Harry Mayronne, and his marionettes with his show Puppets of Power. The Power of Puppets, I'm sorry. And we have another picture of Harry, I think. There we go. There's Harry with our friend Bremner and singing a little song. absolutely wonderful to see Harry. And then also we had some other fill-in performances, once again with H.Gene Thompson and the body as a puppet at the Allways Lounge. And then finally, our last space was the art space on Port and Galvez, and truly all of the really weird things were happening over there, and it was so much fun. I love all the artists that were featured at the art space on Port and Galvez. We had Flutterbug and friends with Strings and Things. There they are. And also Enormous Face with a quite interesting show called Awful Unstory. A little bit, not even a little bit, but extremely bizarre and a little bit gross. And then also, of course, our dearest friends, Nightshade performed at the art space with a immaculate shadow performance of the Death Cast. So that was a big, giant scale shadow puppet show by Nightshade from Portland, Oregon. Also one of the longtime fan favorites of the festival. And finally, at the art space, of course, was Poncili Creacion, our amazing friends from Puerto Rico with their surrealist puppetry act that is unlike anything else you've ever seen, and always a fan favorite, huge crowds for their show, and it was just wonderful, and we love Poncili and everything that they do. Now, also, normally we have nightly puppet slams, however, this year being our first year back, I wanted to take it a little bit easy, so we only did 2 nights of puppet slams on Friday and Sunday, and here we have a picture of Miss Pandora doing a rendition of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven at the Puppet Slam. And let's talk a little bit more about some of the other acts that we had on Friday night. We had Abandoned Ships, we had Poose the Puppet performing as the real Toybox, which was delightful. We have Jeff Speechens. Oh, there he is. Poose the Puppet with Nate Puppets, doing a delightful spoof of Nate's show. It was quite hilarious, and we loved that. We also have Jeff Speechens, who is the puppeteer from the famous Bootsy Bellows nightclub in Los Angeles, happened to be in town and treated us to a little performance. We also had Sierra Kay and friends on Friday night, Lord Blobby, Leo the Street Clown. Many of you have seen him perform in Jackson Square. He is hilarious and talented. Flutterbug and friends, Nate Puppets, and to finish out the night, we had Poncili Creacion, and that was Friday night. On Sunday night, we had a special treat all the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Was monsoon season, and hopefully a young group of puppeteers, I have now put them on my radar and see they are doing many great things. We love the puppet scene in Minneapolis, so hopefully we will see all of them again, and we'll see what they do. Maybe we'll have them again in a larger scale next time or in another show. We also had myself in all of the shows, of course, the Puppet Slams, Poose the Puppet. Sunday night, we also saw our good friends Stanley Roy and Zarina Hellfire, and we'll talk more about them because when they saw me and they realized that I was in town, they asked me to be in another show, so we'll talk about that. Miss Pandora, of course, as we saw, and the Mudlark Puppeteers doing the Edgar Allan Poe piece. Nate Puppets. We had Enormous Face doing a quite bizarre piece. And then we had a whole handful of wild cards, new people that I have never seen perform, and some of them I didn't even know. People that just showed up and said, "Hey, can I do a puppet show?" And I said, "Yes, of course. Just keep it under 7 minutes because we don't want you sucking up all of our time in case you suck." And so there we had someone who goes by Ceciliac, Woodruff the Puppet, We had Theta and the Monkey, once again, Lord Blobby. And finally, I got to meet Tony Tulips, who was hilarious. And he's been in my radar for a long time, also from Puerto Rico, and has lots of mutual friends. And finally, we got to meet. And afterwards, we shared some personal stories, and it was a delightful connection to make. So, Tony, if you're watching, I quite enjoyed meeting you and sharing stories. It was a highlight for me of the whole festival, and you know why. And then, the biggest wild card of all, the most shocking and amazing performance of the evening that everyone was absolutely floored by. Somehow, Danae Brisonnet from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, was in the house, and she showed up backstage and asked if she could be in the show. Now, if you aren't aware of Danae, her work is phenomenal. I think she's one of the most prolific and amazing artists living on the planet. She does these giant murals all over the world, quite spectacular and surreal and masterfully done. So I just want to share some of her work if you've never seen it, because Danae is amazing. And we have one more slide, I think, yes, of some of her puppetry work. So after her piece, everyone was absolutely floored and quite speechless, including myself. We kind of didn't know what to do after it. It was that good. And I should take this opportunity to remind you all that down in the description, you can find links to all of the artists that were featured throughout this broadcast. So follow them if you find something that is intriguing. Follow them. And also, let me just remind you, pay them. Buy artwork from them if you can. Do what you can to support these people because they're amazing. All incredibly talented friends. And so look down in the comments and you can find their social media links, their shop links, all of those things. So please find them and subscribe, follow, like, shop, do all of this stuff. And then we're still talking about Sunday night's Puppet Slam. Once again, we also had Sierra Kay and friends, some of our favorite local entertainers. And finally, to finish it, once again, Poncili Creacion from Puerto Rico with a delightful and hilarious piece that was shocking and lovely. And so if you don't know about Poncili, they tour all the time in every major city. Go and see them, and you'll love it. I guarantee it. I personally guarantee it will be something that you absolutely fall in love with. Yes. All right, so that was the Puppet Slams. Now, speaking of Poncili, this year we had something brand new that was absolutely incredible, majestic, and magical, and enormous. This year, for the first year, Poncili had put together a late-night puppet parade on Saturday night, and it was absolutely magical. You can see all of the hundreds of people that showed up to be in the parade. Look at that. We'll just look at a bunch of pictures from it because it was amazing. Let's see what else we have for the parade. Look at all of those people just filling the streets and giant puppets everywhere. Just amazing, amazing stuff. Look at there is a monster from the Monster Crew from Henry Lipkiss, a local artist in New Orleans, and also amazing muralist himself. So the Monster Crew joined us, and there's some more surreal weirdos that joined us. And if anyone knows who that person is, that was also Woodruff the Puppet, and I need to pay them for the Puppet Slam. So send me their information. I didn't get it. Oh, and here we go. Here is a slide from our good friends Leroy's Place. They had contributed this beautiful monster, and we'll talk more about Leroy's Place at the end of the show. And we have one more from the parade, I think. No, we have lots more from the parade. Here is Poose the Puppet and Princess Pizza, our good friends. And let's see what else we have. We have all of our friends in the puppet parade. Oh, look, here is our friends KOOK and Sarah from Nightshade in the puppet parade. I love the lighting on that one. Delightful. And look at that. That's myself at the parade with Ephraim from Poncili Creacion and Nate Puppets. And look at how happy everyone is. We were so happy the whole week. It was so lovely to once again be with all of my friends after a 2-year hiatus. I hadn't seen all of these people in many, many months. So it was just absolutely lovely, lovely, lovely to be, yes, feel the love tonight. Yes! So much love for New Orleans and all of my friends. There I am with Rasputin and KOOK once again. And let's see what else we have for the puppet parade. We have lots of pics from the puppet parade. There we have myself with Pablo from Poncili Creacion, and you can see one of his puppets in the background there. And this one. And there is our new friends from Minneapolis, Monsoon Season, with Sarah and Jason from Nightshade. All right. And so the parade was spectacular. So let me tell you about it. We went through the city, and Toybox was on a float, and he was screaming at the audience, and the audience was so excited. And I was like, yes! It was amazing, and it was a bouncy float, so I was bouncing on it and screaming, and audiences were jumping in the air, and it was so much fun. So much fun. And so we took the parade to the first stop by the rocks, by the tracks there, and we saw a delightful and magical thing. It was quite unexpected. I did not expect this, but, oh, speaking of unexpected, we're still infested here in the Toy Castle with demon bats, so don't forget to go to my store and maybe buy some of those so that we get them out of the castle, because they're mucking up my live streams all the time, and so I think they're populating. They hide up in the corners and reproduce. Yes, those demon bats. So please go to my store and buy them. Buy them up. Get them out of here. Get out of here. Go away. I'm trying to talk about something important. Talking about puppetry. I don't need these demon bats mucking up my live stream. I have 5 pages of notes to go through. We're only on page 1. All right, so anyway, we were talking about a magical performance at our first stop of the parade by the Shadow Wagon. And the Shadow Wagon, let's see if we have some pictures of that. It was absolutely delightful. So they had this majestic little puppet caravan that had a full band with Foley effects and a narrator and some shadow puppetry inside of a demon's mouth. The sides were painted like Hieronymus Bosch. There I am peeking inside because, you know, I'm nosy and I have to know about everything. And I was like, who are these people? How do I not know you? In the front of the caravan was this little marionette stage. So they had little marionettes doing a show in the front of it, and on the side they had shadow puppetry. It was quite a beautiful thing. Let's see, we have another few more shots of the Shadow Wagon. There, look at that. You can see how beautiful the paintings are on that piece. And this was just amazing piece of work. Beautiful craftsmanship and puppetry and the music and Foley sound effects, everything. It was absolutely wonderful and delightful, and I hope I cannot encourage those people anymore. With all of my heart, please continue. Let me see. Yes, all of my hearts, please continue what you're doing and make more puppetry, because it was a wonderful surprise, and for me, one of the highlights of the entire festival, to meet these new people and see them doing such exquisite, really absolutely exquisite work. So that was the Shadow Wagon. Now, that was only the first stop. Then the parade started again, and we went to a second stop, and this is when things got really weird. We had this performance by Otto Splotch, a New Orleans local who does some quite inventive and bizarre things. Great artist, Otto. I love everything that Otto's doing. There's a link down in the bio to his shop. You can check out some of his toys and comics and artwork that you can purchase. Also does puppetry and music. Quite a prolific and a bizarre individual, and I love every second of it. Also there we had the Anything Project. Do I have a slide from Anything Project? I'm not sure. We had a couple performances at the end of the parade. Yes, there I am with some monsters hanging out under the bridge at our final stop. The ground was littered with chiwis, as you can see. And, that's not right. Let's get rid of that. So the parade was amazing. At the end of it, there was some bizarre puppet shows. There was some punk rock bands. There was fire. And there was chaos. And it was delightful. And it was so much fun, and I even heard my good friend Nate Puppets exclaim at one point, "This is the greatest night of my life." That really happened, and it was under that bridge, so don't miss out next year. I will tell you about it, and you should pay attention. Always trust Toybox if there's one lesson that you can learn in life. So the parade was magical and amazing. And so on the final day of the Puppet Festival, we had a... Really? Demon bats. Please go to the shop and buy all these demon bats so they don't plague my live streams anymore. I'm quite fed up with it. I'm trying to tell you about all of my adventures in New Orleans. And I still have treasures to show you. We have treasures at the end of the show, all of the things that we obtained while we were there. Now, on the Monday night of the festival, we had a very relaxing and chill event at the very end. We had some puppet films, and we had puppet films by, of course, our good friend, Miss Pussycat. We had one by Poose the Puppet and Digital Smoke Studios. We had some by Nightshade, and one from Monsoon Season, and others, including this one by our good friend, Mr.Bonetangles. Now, Mr.Bonetangles could not be with us this year, and I'll tell you why. Because Mr. Bonetangles had a baby. So congratulations, Mr. Bonetangles. Rowan was born on April 19th at 4:56 a.m. So congratulations to Will and Ashley on their new baby puppet. We can't wait to grow up and be your puppet uncle, Rowan. So that is delightful, and Mr. Bonetangles is a longtime member of our festival cast, but could not be with us this year because he was having a baby. So hopefully they'll be back next year. And we also showed other films by some of our friends that could not be with us, including Immaterial Possession and Peepa Show from Athens, Georgia. Now, the festival was amazing. It was overwhelming and it was delightful, but while I was there, people kept seeing me and saying, Toybox, you're the best. Will you stay and be in another show? And I said, are you going to pay me? And they said, yes. And I said that I'm here as long as I'm getting paid. So I picked up a lot of bonus gigs and actually stayed an extra week and a day for more adventures and more performances for my fans and friends. On Tuesday night, then, after that, the last day of the festival, on Tuesday night, we got invited to be a part of ClownTown. For ClownTown TV Live Sincerely Fantasy, hosted by Zarina Hellfire, Scabies the Clown, and Stanley Roy. And so much fun. I've been following ClownTown since they began online. And there's Stanley and Zarina, our wonderful hosts, and you can see Scabies there in the background in a straitjacket facing the wall. ClownTown was so much fun. I hope to come back and be a part of that show again in the future. I think that's going to happen, so keep a lookout. I may just make a special appearance in New Orleans just to come to ClownTown. Yes! Because it was amazing and everyone had lots of fun. And then at ClownTown, someone saw me there, which was Gogo McGregor, and she came up to me and said, oh my God, Toybox, will you stay and be in our show? It's on Thursday for the Vampire Cabaret. And I said, will you pay me? And she said, yes. So I stayed again and did another show for the Vampire Cabaret. And there I am with Gogo and Serena Hellfire and Toybox, just vamping it up. Look at that. We're just... how cute. So I stayed and did the Vampire Cabaret, and both of those shows were also at the Allways Lounge. They are monthly shows, so if you live in New Orleans, they're absolutely a blast. So much fun. So glad I stayed and did them, and I hope to come back and be in both shows again in the future. Like, soon-ish. Because gotta make that burger money. Even if it's veggie burgers, I don't care. I need that burger money. So get me back to New Orleans so I can sell my toys and make new puppet shows. I'm so inspired by everything that happened. Now, also while we were there, we did have some epic diversions. And one of the diversions that took place was myself, along with my friends, went to the House of Broel, where is contained inside a dollhouse museum. So it's a giant southern mansion, and inside is the Dollhouse Museum, the New Orleans Dollhouse Museum. So we all went, and it was so cool. Hundreds of tiny miniature rooms encapsulated inside of this mansion. Let's see, we have another picture of the dollhouse. It's just some of the dollhouses. I took probably 100 photos inside, and I didn't want to show you them all because then we'd be here even longer than we already are, but I highly recommend it. Now, this is interesting. Here is a picture of Poose the Puppet with some of the wedding gowns in the upstairs attic of the House of Broel, and apparently the family had made their millions by creating wedding dresses and canning frog legs. Cue the frog thing. All right, great timing on that one. And so we went to the Dollhouse Museum, and I think we have a photo of everyone that went, a group photo for all of our friends at the Dollhouse Museum. There we are. And there's me with Poose the Puppet and Andy and Rasputin's Marionettes, Nightshade, Miss Angie, and Catalina. So look at that. There we are in the beautiful mansion, House of Broel, and the Dollhouse Museum. It was delightful. Now, at that point, I decided, well, I might as well just stay for Easter. I mean, why not, right? Easter, if you don't know, is a big day in New Orleans full of giant parades in the French Quarter and just a delight to behold. So I stayed for the Ostara parade, and let's see, I got some posters here from the Ostara parade. Let me see if I can. Here's one that you can color in yourself, and you can cut it out. And the Ostara parade this year was the Rainbow Dragon Jubilee. So look at that. I got that cool poster from the Ostara parade that you can color in yourself. You can also cut this out and make it into a little mask that you can wear. And then I also got the colorized version. There you go. Look at that. So lovely keepsakes that we will hang in the toy castle from the Ostara parade. Now, if you see there at the bottom, it began at sunrise. The parade began at sunrise, and for the parade, I created a brand new costume while I was in New Orleans because I didn't want to wear this. So there I am at the Mississippi River in my brand new costume at sunrise. There you can see, and here there's another picture of me partaking in the ritual. Look at that, how beautiful. And let's see what else we have. More pictures from the Ostara parade. There's a picture of me with KOOK and Aaron. Look at that. So beautiful. I love them, and I'll talk more about them in a little bit. And then here's a picture of my full costume, a new costume that I made specifically for the parade with my good friend Cookie Tongue. So everyone was out for the Ostara parade at dawn, and it was amazing and invigorating. And here we all are with the crew and the Rainbow Dragon itself. So there it is. That was so much fun. And then, of course, we went and did some things, and then we came back and went to the legendary Chris Owens parade, which is the big Easter parade in New Orleans. And unfortunately, Chris Owens had recently passed away, so this was a tribute to her and her legacy this year. So that was lots of fun. And we also went to an Easter egg hunt at Wonderland. Wonderland is another beautiful little mansion in the Bywater area. Lovely decor and people and friends and snacks and children at Wonderland for the egg hunt. We went to the egg hunt there, and we also went to a garden party on Piety Street, and it was a lovely and quite exhausting day because we were up at sunrise and then did all of these events and parades throughout the day, and it literally felt like that was just 1 week in itself. And then finally, on Monday, I did one more performance, and let's see, I have a poster for that one as well. Let's see if we can. I stuck around and did the Flutterbug and Friends show with, of course, once again, Anything Project, Scribbles the Clown, Zarina Hellflyer, Penubriated Krellfish, Dr. Truelove, of course, Flutterbug, and Dr. Sick. And it was a very fun and really bizarre clown show, noise show, puppet show. All sorts of antics were happening for that one, and I'm very glad that I stuck around for that. And I think we have a few photos from that final performance last Monday. There is Zarina and Flutterbug doing a clown and puppet show. And here is a picture of me emceeing the entire event. So quite a fun time. But then at that show, someone said, "Oh, we have another show on Wednesday. Will you stay and do that?" And I feel like I could have just kept doing shows forever, but I was like, no! I'm getting in my car and I'm leaving after this show. I have to go at some point because I had other obligations that I had to take care of. And so I got in the car after that final show of Flutterbug and Friends and drove home at 2 o'clock in the morning. True story. Thank you. Now, on to, it's finally time to find out all of the stuff that we brought back. So that was my adventures and what happened at the festival. And so talking about some of the stuff that we got, first, I cannot thank enough. So much gratitude and love to our good friend KOOK TEFLON. KOOK is an amazing medium and artist and doll maker. I love KOOK, and I have to tell you, KOOK, if you're watching, happy birthday! Yes! Today is KOOK's birthday, and I'm sure that she is having a wonderful time with all of our friends there in New Orleans. They do an annual Beltane celebration for KOOK's birthday. Amazing lineup of puppeteers and artists and musicians that are performing at that event. I wish I could be there, but unfortunately, I had to come back home. But KOOK was also my host and caretaker while I was at the festival, so I stayed with KOOK and Aaron at their home, which was lovely, and I had an amazing time. It was the perfect so much love for KOOK. And thank you for letting me stay with you during the festival and then some bonus week in a day. It was so much fun, and I loved being able to spend that time with you and Aaron, and it was delightful. And I have some presents from KOOK, so let's take a look now at some of the things. So she gave me this little doll here, and let's see if I can, there we go. And it has a little charm that KOOK made, a little magic charm that I put on there. So it's just a little dolly flying on a magic carpet. It's a little jester flying around. A magic carpet ride. So we got this little jester dolly on a magic carpet from KOOK. Thank you. And let's see, what other things? We got a few other things from KOOK here. Let me pull them out. Let's see. So we got that magic charm, and then we got this. Here's a postcard, which is an advertisement for her birthday party and performance. There we go. So you see, brought to you by Dame Darcy, Sweet, Cora June, Nail Club, and the Mudlark Puppeteers, Poose the Puppet, and more, Fire and Maypole. So that is this is happening right now in New Orleans. So if you're, in town, go and check that out. I'm sure it's lots of fun, and I'm sure half of the people that would be watching this show are not watching it because they are here, and good for them. I hope you're having a blast there. So, and happy birthday, KOOK, once again. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to KOOK! Yes! What a day to be alive and celebrate this amazing friend. I can't tell you how much I love KOOK and what a delightful human being she is. And so let's see some other things that we got from KOOK here. We got this is a little black and white photo of KOOK and Aaron. And that's very cool. Look at that. Super cool. So we'll find a little little picture frame and hang this up in the house because I love it. And then also I have her pamphlet here that tells you all of the things that KOOK does. She's quite a prolific and amazing artist, and look at that. Look at that picture, it's beautiful. And you can find out more. You can find out all the links down in the description, and then when you open it up, it's another really cool black and white photo, and I know where that is. That's in the back of their house because I got to stay there. And so look at that, very cool photograph, so we'll hang that up as well. So there's some things that we got from KOOK TEFLON, our amazing friend in New Orleans. Now let's see what else. So I was telling you that we went to the egg hunt on Easter Sunday at Wonderland, and I got a couple things from that. Let me see. I got these little, they're very tiny, so we're gonna have to zoom in, but they're little Japanese pins, and they're very cute. Look at that. This one's a deer head, and maybe a little creepy dolly from Japan. So I got those at the egg hunt at Wonderland. I thought they were very cool, and those were a gift from our friend Danae. She bought them for me. We were hanging out all Easter. And so now it wouldn't be New Orleans without ground scores. So I did get some ground scores from the parade, and I'd like to share those with you here. Let's see what we got. We got a couple things for ground scores. These were my favorite beads that I found, which were gold coins. And these were some shamrock light up thingies, and it did work. Well, it's still kind of, half of it's working. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm all tangled up in this mess of stuff. But I found some shamrock lighty things and some gold coin ground scores. And then I found this one, Secrets of the Sea. And this one also lit up. Let's see if it still works. Yes, you can see it flashing. We forgot to warn you about strobe effects. Trigger warning! Secrets of the Sea. So there was some of the ground scores. Oh, it's got different functions on it. So some of the cool ground scores that I got. And I also got this, which was kind of a ground score. I just found it at a coffee shop, but it was free comics. So, you know, I love comic books, and especially if they're free. So this one is Forever and Everything #8 by a local artist, and I love to get, wherever I go, comics by local artists. So this is by Kyle Bravo, so check him out, and there's a little bit of... So I read it while I was sitting on the steps at the Mudlark. It's a little bit like Tales of Ordinary Madness. Very ordinary, mundane stuff, but I liked it and was happy to find that. So that was a cool ground score. Now, this is very exciting, and I can't wait to share with you this. Our good friends, as I mentioned before, Leroy's Place. Now, they have a pop-up puppet gallery in Brooklyn, New York, and I originally met them in New Orleans. You may have seen them before. I have featured some of their short puppet films in our online Puppet Slams. If you have not seen those, I highly recommend going through our YouTube archive and finding them, because they are some of my favorite puppet films ever created, and I have seen hundreds and hundreds of puppet films, and these are some of the best. So go and check out that from Leroy's Place. And recently, just a few short months ago, they opened a new gallery on Royal Street. Now, one of my favorite things to do when I'm in New Orleans is to go down Royal Street to the gallery district and go in all the wonderful art galleries and shops there on Royal Street. And Leroy's Place now has their own gallery on Royal Street. So, of course, I had to pick up some goodies from them. So let me click over here. So look, there's the little shopping bag that you get. How cute is that? And let's see what we got in here. We got a couple little stickers. That one's just the same as that one. Look at that. And we got this one that says Leroy's Place, New Orleans. You may remember I did a online show for children called Monster Storytime with Leroy's Place a couple years ago when the pandemic first started. That's still up somewhere online, so go and see that too. And then here is another, and there's a picture of what the gallery looks like. So it has this giant puppet that they can operate in the center of the gallery, and it moves and greets people when they come in. It's very, very cool, and this store is packed, absolutely packed with awesome stuff. And so I picked out one new little friend while I was there, and that is this thing. Look at that. I got one of these things. He's got a little sucky mouth that you can put your finger into, so I liked that. And this was made, his name is A Famous Delicious Butter, and it is from the creepydollfactory.com. So yes, go and check it out. And Sherry McGee, thank you for coming and seeing us in New Orleans while we were there. And yes, go to the gallery, and they have these little cute dollies. Each one is different. They're all 100% unique. So I picked this one because normally when it comes to these sort of handmade dolls, I tell people this about my own dolls. You always pick the first one that you're drawn to. That is the one for you because it was calling to you. So this little guy called to me, and I got him and brought him home, and now he's going to join our toy family. Yes! And we do have quite an extensive toy family, if you didn't know. Fix my hat. All right, so that is what we got from Leroy's Place, and go and find, you can find their link down in the description, as well as all of these artists that we're talking about. Now, while I was on Royal Street, another gallery that I absolutely loved, and I've been in there, I think I go in there every time I am in town, is Cocoally. And Cocoally, let's see, we got a whole bunch of things from the Cocoally boutique, and it's all related to possums. And here's Sesame the possum. You can find out how to support Sesame and Possum Rescue. And so that is very cute. And then we got this little postcard from Cocoally. I thought it was delightful, and we'll hang that up in our toy castle right by the window where we look out and watch our local possums come and eat their snacks. So that is very cute. And then we got this, which also talks about the artist on the back, Allie, and what she does. And it says that Allie is an artist and wildlife rehabilitator based in New Orleans. She and her family have 2 shops in New Orleans, in the French Quarter and the Garden District, all dedicated to animal artwork with a vegan message. So very positive and adorable. Look at that. And then we got these stickers. Possums are not cute, but I think that might be a joke because I think they're pretty much the cutest thing. Look at that. So we got a little sheet of stickers from their gallery on Royal Street. And then finally, this print here of a mama. Look at that little mama. And you know, it's springtime here at the Toy Castle, and we're hoping soon that we'll see some mamas with baby possums in the backyard. Who knows what will happen, but Fingers crossed. All right. Oh my goodness. Well, those were some things that we got from Cocoally. Some, new artwork for the house, for the toy castle. And speaking of new artwork for the toy castle, we were also in Jackson Square walking around and looking at all of the artists, and we met this fellow, and this was a very cool piece from Nathan Henry. So let's take a look at that. Thought it was pretty cool and affordable. So there we go. Got this cool piece. It has some kitty cats on it, so I like that. From Nathan Henry, and it's signed on the back to Toybox from Nathan himself. He was there selling these at Jackson Square, and here is his card with another cool little painting on it. And you can find his shop down in the description below, so check that out. He's got some very cool and weird stuff there. All right, and now, let's see, moving right along. Now, one of the things that I absolutely love when you're in New Orleans is the Frenchman Street Night Market. So that they have a night market and on Frenchman Street that's packed with local artists selling all sorts of amazing handmade things. And so while we were there, I just happened upon our friends Asa and Stephanie, and they had a booth, and I was like, oh, hello. And they were like, Toybox, we love you. And I was like, I love you too. And so we got some things from Asa and Stephanie from Heartworks Arts. So there's their card. Let me see if we can zoom in on that. And their shop is also down in the link below. And let's take a look at the things we got. First, we got this illuminated manuscript and comic by Asa. Like I said, I do love to get local comics. So let's just, take a look at some of what's going on in there. Look at that. So pages and pages. It's a big, cool, hefty book full of artwork and illuminated text. So that's very cool. And it's called Snake Song by Asa Jones. And nice little volume there. So we got that. And then Asa said, well, you have to also take this with you. I want to give you this as a gift. And so it is a major arcana card deck that they have created, I am told, with collaborative with a bunch of friends. And on the back it says, with the wand you can create, and with the cup sustain, with the sword obliterate, and with the coin regain. Many tools can be used to bring about redemption, but you must walk the path you choose with power and intention. So that's very cool. We got this very cool tarot deck also from Asa and Heartworks Arts. So check them out. They have all sorts of cool things that you can get from their shop. Yes. Hello, Clayton. Good to see you watching our show. Clayton's one of our friends that we know locally here in Toyland. So that is very cool. Now, let's see. We got some other weird things from the festival that I'll share with you. Let me get them up. Here we go. I got this, and what this is, still plagued by demon bats. Please buy them all. Please get them out of here. They're multiplying. They're repopulating in the corners of the toy castle. It's also gross. They have sticky stuff that comes out. Anyway, enough of that. So let's take a look here. Now this is interesting. we got right here, we got this. What this is a play. I guess we can't really see it, but it's a play written by our friend Enormous Face. So it's a surrealist play to be enacted by puppets. So we got that, and that's a cool thing. And also we got a bunch of little stickers from Poncili Creacion. So let's look at those. They're very, very cute. Here's one here, and we got this one here. And we got this one. And we got that one. So we got a bunch of little stickers from Poncili. And oh, also, check this out. This is a very cool thing that we got that I like to bring home every time I go to New Orleans. I try to anyway. There it is. It is some traditional Italian olive salad from Frank's restaurant to make muffaletta. Look at that. It's a big, giant jar of olive muffaletta. I can't wait to dig into that. Look at that. Beautiful. Delicious. So we got some snacks while we were there that you can't get at home. Remember to always get you a little something that you can't get at home, right? All right, and so well, we have reached the grand finale of this episode, and I can't wait to show you what it is. This is going to be absolutely awesome. Now, one of the nights of the festival, we were invited, my friends Poose the Puppet, Cookie Tongue, and myself, to a special cocktail hour at the Spellcaster Lodge, home of Quintron and Miss Pussycat! Yes! If you haven't seen our episode about them, it was the last episode that we made. Go back and watch it. So we went to Quintron and Miss Pussycat's house. Full of science and magic. It's a wonderful place. The powers of science and magic are combining there and electrifying the entire city. And Quintron gave me a present, which he carefully wrapped in this paper. And you're not going to believe what it is. So I am now going to reveal the grand finale present that I received from Quintron. This is now one of my most highly prized items here in Toyland. And I know that Miss Pussycat saw him giving me this and was like, "You're giving him that?" She was not happy about it, but he did it anyway. He was like, "Yes, I'm happy to see it go." And I was like, "I'm happy to take it." So you are not going to believe this. Surely this is now one of my most cherished and prized items in my entire collection. I can't tell you how amazing. So delicate. Brand new baby for me, but an old baby for Quintron. Now I'm told his name is Boris, and this adorable child, Quintron made himself. All porcelain doll, stoneware, handmade by Quintron. Many years ago. I can't remember if he told me he was in high school or in college when he made this, but it's handmade and truly will be loved and cherished for the rest of my life here in Toyland. Well, friends, I am sad to say that is the end of our show tonight, but thank you all for tuning in. Tell your friends to like and subscribe. Go and watch the rest of our episodes. If you saw something intriguing and delightful this episode, go down in the links and find out about all the artists we talked about. We can't wait to come back to New Orleans, Louisiana, and bring you new shows and excitement and toys and artwork. We love you in New Orleans. Feel the love. Happy birthday once again to KOOK. I hope your birthday was amazing. And that's our show for tonight. Be sure to tune in next week. We have a new time. We're going to be doing the shows now because, I guess I'm getting booked on Saturday night. So we're going to start doing the shows on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. so everyone can watch and are free. So subscribe, like, go and donate to me, go and donate to these artists. Pay artists. Pay all of them. Stay tuned for more exciting announcements that I have because we have some awesome stuff coming up. Very exciting. So keep tuned and find out. Bye.